Obviously, like I mentioned earlier, I finished it on Thursday night. It was like it was like almost a 6 hour stream on Thursday night. I was up till, yeah, like I got done with the stream at like 2:30, I think. And I still didn't go to sleep till like 3 or 4. Yay, C4! I'm really torn about Metroid Prime 4, to be honest. Truly torn. Because it is a Metroidvania game and it has the things that a Metroidvania game does, right? Yeah, you get your weapons, you're upgrading, you're exploring, you have to go back to get other things. There's some of the I don't want to say a reward system, like go back to get this extra thing, and you're now, instead of a regular fire missile, you can do a super fire missile. Same with like lightning, all this kind of stuff. There are rewards for going back and exploring. It is a standard Metroidvania style game, and it does good in that. The main worlds are really lively, really enjoyable. There is no main world in that game that I hated. Like, they're all fun to be in. Um, but the writing is the weakest part of that game. Like, I can't get over it. Every time I think about I thought about this game, the thing is the writing, and it bothers me. I don't I was poking fun on the NPCs on stream, like, oh, I hate you, you're stupid, shut the hell up, that kind of stuff. Because they do what NPCs do, they talk too much. And this is a Metroid game, I don't want NPCs, or I don't want too many NPCs, because too many NPCs and you're losing kind of some of that isolation aspect of a Metroid game.
Yeah.
But it does, in Nintendo's defense, it feels like they're trying to make the Metroid their sci-fi IP. So it feels like they're kind of doing the NPCs to kind of give them a little bit to grow and build around. Just beyond like just beyond the little bit of lore we got with like Metroid Prime hunters, and there are other bounty hunters in this universe also doing things, So it felt so the writing's a little weak, and it felt like it was unfortunately weak because of what they were trying to aim at. But there's a moment, and I really can't talk about it because it's it's a secret cinematic you get for 100%ing the game. But that secret cinematic, they hint at it within the actual game itself, no matter what ending you get, which I think most people, if you can kind of put it together just based off that cinematic, the regular cinematic, but the secret cinematic actually adds enough lore that it's actually really got me curious about Silex. Because it's
okay.
Without reveal, like, what I can tell you is that it's Silex's origin. And that part itself was teased out well enough in the main game and then fleshed out in the cinematic to where now I am engaged. Engaged is the correct word. I am engaged with understanding more about Silex now. Like, I actually want to know. I want to know what happened between the cinematic and this game now. So it did a great job with that. So I want to give credit where credit's due. But once again, I've got to complain about the writing because it did a thing that bothers the absolute crapoopy out of me. That's the laziest writing trope of all time when it comes to a video game. And that's putting one word in front of something and calling it good. Right? So, because the whole thing with Metroid Prime 4, right, is that you're getting these psychic abilities because they have the Lamorne had a crystal in their head and they use it to channel psychic powers to do things. So every ability you get, and keep in mind this is a Metroid game, so you're going to get a lot of the abilities that you lost. You know, you get your spider ball, you get your grapple, you get all this stuff, right? But they just went lazy and they called everything psychic. Psychic power bomb, psychic grapple, psychic spider ball, psychic boost ball. And it's like, oh, everything's just a psychic thing. You got psychic spider ball, psychic boost ball. You got psychic splooge ball. I don't know. You put psychic in front of it and you're calling it good. And it's annoying. It's lazy. Like, if you're just gonna put psychic in front of the term, just get rid of psychic and say you got your boost ball ability back. Because the Lamorn are based like that. Ta-da! Fixed it. You don't have to put psychic in front of every frickin' thing.
Yeah.
So that bothered me even more than just the NPCs. And then lastly, I've talked about it before and I'm going to say it one last time. The overworld is just too basic. At the end of the day, it wasn't the worst thing ever. Like, unless you were grinding green crystals, which you did have to do a little bit, you could generally move between your areas fast enough that it wasn't an issue. But when you compare the hub world to the main worlds, when you compare it to Volt Forge, when you compare it to Lava Pool, when you compare it to the cave, when you compare it to every other single world they did, it just felt bleh. You're driving along sand dunes, trying to ram into crystals, and the enemies are boring. The combat was press and hold A, hit as many of them as possible, then boost into the damn thing. It was uninspired combat. It was an uninspired hub world with no real life going on. There were things to explore, so that's fine. But it just felt unlively in comparison to everything else. And then the thing that I don't know if it's bad or good, but Nintendo has a real Zelda problem. They are making everything like Zelda.
Yeah.
And that is very apparent in this game because whereas in other games where you have either story-based reasons or even suit-based reasons to go areas and to move forward in the game, your entire motivation in this game is go to this area, get this key. Oh, now that you got that key and this modification, now go back to this area you were just at to get a new modification. Oh, and now that you got that modification, now you should be able to go to this new area and get that key. And now that once you got that key, you can repeat that process to each area. And it was uninspired. I was still fun, and I don't want to bitch too hard because it wasn't like I didn't have fun playing the game. I stayed up till like 2:30 beating the game. You don't do that if you're not having fun. However, it can still be uninspiring. Like, the mechanics were good, the writing wasn't. And it was the least inspiring Metroid because, like, what was my reason to go do this? Oh, you need a key because we need to get off this planet. Cool. At least in like Metroid Prime 1, you know, you're understanding more about the Kozo as you go, and you're doing all this stuff. But in this game, you are learning about the Lamorn, but it felt, because of the overly open world with the unlively hub area, it was a little more, the lore being given to you is way not paced. Let me put it correctly. It was not paced correctly.
Mm.
and you weren't ever drawn into the story as well as you were into 1, 2, or 3. It's still a fun game. I'm glad it came out. And again, these 100% ending, like the 100% secret cinematic, actually low key makes up for the lazy writing of the game, and actually feels like maybe that's hinting at the story they really wanted to tell, but they had to appease Nintendo and what they wanted from this game first. Probably what's going on.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So yeah, go. Ultimately, it's a fun game, probably worth a purchase, but wait for the rare occasion when Nintendo puts it on sale for like $40 to $50.